Hey guys, it's Chris Chamberlin here, and we are back in the lab today. If you're liking these videos, make sure you check out the lab workout playlist because we're putting these out on Mondays and Fridays for you guys. Let's go ahead and get into this last workout of this rotational movement training block. We're gonna be doing a total body workout where we're gonna be using an RMT Club, a pair of dumbbells, as well as a ballast ball or 45 centimeter med ball or ball that we can compress. All right guys, let's get into this workout. All right guys, we're into this first little set here of rotational movement training. Again, that's gonna mean we're moving from one side bend to the other throughout all these exercises. We got 3 exercises for you today. We're gonna be starting out with a alternating deck squat. So there's no equipment involved with that, just some floor space. We're then gonna be using a pair of dumbbells to perform like an alternating step back lunge and press. And then we're gonna get our club out and play around with some sweeping halo chops. All right, so let's get started with this alternating deck squat. I'm gonna give you just a little bit of instruction on it first, and then I'm just gonna go through a couple reps to full speed so you can check it out. So first little bit here, we're gonna go ahead and take a step forward. We're gonna get our eyes sort of at a target here. We're gonna make sure that all of our weight is shifted into this right leg thus far, all right? We're gonna go ahead and coil off to our right side. So I'm already gonna be feeling this right side bend. I'm gonna reach my arms directly out in front. This is gonna help with some counterbalance. I'm gonna drive my legs straight out as I sit straight down, sort of like a single leg pistol squat, and I'm gonna roll back, all right? I'm gonna keep that intent on that right side throughout it as I come back up from that position. So it's a reach out, I'm gonna roll back, staying on that right side, and it's up, and I just use that momentum from the roll to help me come up, and I use all that balance from staying in that coil there. And then as I hit the top, I can give it a little hop, I can stay put, but I am gonna switch over to my other leg and drive down into that opposite side bend or coil, and then we're gonna hit the other side. So that reach out, drive back, I'm staying on the left, it's up, I'm keeping those hands out in front, and I'm staying very aggressively locked down with that nice shoulder to hip principle and that side bend and that coil. All right, we'll do a couple sort of full speed for you now so you can see it in succession, and we're alternating sides. So right, all right guys, so that's some alternating deck squats for you. Again, really focusing on the core intent of that, feeling that side bend to side bend. Second move we're gonna do, we're gonna grab our pair of dumbbells. We're gonna play around with like sort of this step back to press, where we're only gonna press one side. And while it's gonna seem like we're gonna focus on the pressing action, I'm actually gonna sort of be more honed in on this idea of drawing the opposite dumbbell down into that side bend or towards that hip, okay? So I'm gonna have both dumbbells racked. I'm gonna go ahead and step back with my right leg. As I do it, the right bell is gonna press up. So right presses, and I'm gonna draw down aggressively with this left side. So I'm really feeling my left lat contract right now. My eyes are ahead. All my weight is actually on my front leg or my left leg. I come up, bring this down, and then I'm gonna alternate. So everything's gonna stay on the right leg. I'm drawing down into that right side bend. Eyes are straight ahead. Weight is forward. My heels are flicked out. And then we're gonna alternate this. I'll do a couple reps at full speed for you. All right, so that's nice and easy there. We'll go ahead and hit our club up now. Get these out of the way. So this final movement in this is a two-sided one here, so you'll just make sure you do the other side. I'll just show one. We're gonna be doing sort of this like sweeping halo movement into a chop, where we're gonna use that shifting weight within the club, and then we're gonna sort of rewind it and put it right back in and repeat it for reps. So the way we're gonna set for this, we just grab, again, we kind of choke up to the top of the club head every time. That's gonna give you the most control. You can sort of dictate if you wanna move up and down the shaft as you get familiar with the movements, and you can challenge your forearm more that way. So we're gonna put the club head on the back of the shoulder here on the right side, so it's in this high position. I'm gonna sort of drop down into a little bit of a lunge here, all right? What's gonna happen is I'm gonna step my feet back to sort of like a square stance. As I drive this out, I flick my right heel. This is coming out directly in front or sweeping out. I'm gonna steer it so my weight shifts to the left. It's gonna go around my head, all right, for this halo type action. So I'm sort of gonna wipe or sweep around my shoulder blades. It's gonna come around on this right side again as my weight shifts to my right leg. I am then gonna chop straight down towards my left side. So I'm using that momentum of that sweep to create that moment or event with the shifting weight within the club. That moment is then gonna give me that rebound or that recoil to sort of unwind this whole thing and bring it right back to that starting position. So I'll do a slow-mo one more time and then we're gonna go full speed for some reps. So at the shoulder, comes out, the weight shifting, I sweep, I'm coming down for the chop, it unwinds, and everything back to the start. Okay, so full speed for some reps. All right, guys, again, that was one side of it. You'd make sure you're doing both sides of that. For all three of these movements, I'll remind you again, we had our alternating deck squat, our alternating reverse lunge to press. We had this halo sweep to chop. We were doing 3 to 5 sets of about 8 to 12 reps of each. See you in the next bit. Make sure you subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Let's get back to work. So in this little block, we're gonna be doing coiling core training. Again, that means we're focusing on staying locked in to one side bend throughout the movement. We got 2 different movements we're gonna go through. We're gonna be utilizing one of those dumbbells as well as the RMT Club in this one. We got a floor press that we're gonna be playing around with. And then we're gonna be doing this step bailer, is what I like to call it. So let's start with this dumbbell. We're gonna go ahead and park ourselves on the floor here. This one, or both of these are gonna involve doing 2 different sides in this one. So we're just gonna show you one side. I'll go through some instruction on it. I'll knock out some reps and then we'll get on to the next movement. So for this first one, we're gonna lie on our back. We'll have our dumbbell just off to our side here. I'm gonna actually be doing a glute bridge through this right leg, okay? So I'll drive up with a glute bridge on the right leg. I'm gonna pull the left knee in and across the body slightly. I'm gonna rack the dumbbell on my left shoulder here, and we're gonna be taking the right elbow up and overhead. From this position, I'm gonna perform a floor press. So I'm balancing up on this right side with that heel flicked, really feeling this left glute and hamstring, and I'm gonna crank out about 8 reps here. Throughout this, I'm trying to stay locked into that left side body. All right, again, with these coiled movements, we make sure we hit that other side as well. And the whole time of that, staying up in that glute bridge. All right, so for the second movement, this is our step bailer. This is gonna involve 2 different bailer positions. We're gonna take the club, we're gonna choke up on it. Again, we really like to choke up on this club head. That gives us a lot of control over the shifting weight in it, and then you can challenge yourself by moving down the head as you get familiar with the movements. So to set up here, I'm gonna get my eyes focused on a target. I'm gonna step towards that target. That's gonna get all of my weight to shift into this front leg. I'm gonna take a nice big split stance here. I'm gonna load the club down at my right ankle here, and I'm like really aggressively getting into the side bend. I'm starting to feel this lat contract aggressively. That shoulder's close to that hip. I'm gonna load the club here. I'm gonna go for a bailer. So bailer means I'm going from position 1 to position 2, and I'm doing that through this almost like screw driving effect as I raise the club. So I'm screwing in as I hit position 2, it comes back to position 1. From there, we add our step. So now I'm gonna take a step. As I add the step, I'm gonna do that same screw in and hit that second bailer on the backside coil here, and then bring it in again. All right, so it's boom, 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 boom. All right, we'll go full speed for you here. Again, we're really trying to emphasize that shift of the weight in the club and staying locked in this right side. So eyes on target. All right, guys, again, coiled movement, we make sure we hit that other side as well. We're knocking out 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 12 reps of both of these drills. Hey guys, all right, we're gonna be moving into this last little set or workflow in this, into the last little block of training here. We're gonna be working in that bilateral environment. That means we're not focusing on either side bend, but we're staying in the center. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and grab that ballast ball, exercise ball, med ball, whatever you have access to. We're just looking for something that we're gonna be able to squeeze aggressively throughout these 2 different isometric holds. So the first one we're gonna do is gonna be emphasized on this lat, okay, or this back side of the body. We're gonna take the ball like so. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of clinch down on it. I'm gonna drive my elbow up and over top. That's gonna allow me to really get that shoulder behind my ribs here and really get me into this side bend or into this contraction of this deep low lat. I'm gonna lift my left knee up, driving that hip up and across, and I am going to just squeeze down on this ball. And we're gonna, we would do this for 2 to 3 sets, about 30-second holds. I'll just hold it briefly for you guys, but we're gonna just crank down on this. Trying to feel that left low lat as much as I can. All right, cool. After we've rooted to that, we've really felt that position. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna take that leg that was up, I'm now gonna drop it back, and I'm gonna steer this elbow in tighter towards like my belly button, and I'm gonna crunch over top of the ball. That's gonna allow me to really start feeling that oblique or that abdomen a little more. It's gonna feel a lot like a standing crunch. We're gonna get into that, and we're gonna just squeeze and again, hold that isometric for about 10 to 30 seconds. All right, cool. Again, I do like to do like that same side of each of those on, and hit them in succession like that, and then we'd switch to the other side. Again, 2 to 3 sets, 30 seconds each. Hey, way to crush that workout today, guys. Adjust the intensity as you see fit. Make it harder, make it easier. If you have any questions, please comment below. Hit the like button. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you next time in the lab.